Test. Alright, guys. This morning I want to walk through how I kind of set up in the morning. We have 12 minutes left. So you can see I have a lot of charts open of the stocks I like to follow. The first thing I look for are lots of movements in the pre-market. This gives me more confidence in my entries and generally more price action in the morning. So let's take, for example, NVIDIA, here in the bottom left. It had a high of 324.77 and a low of 312. So the first thing we do is we pull the chart. I have some resistance, some Fibonacci's here, but let's not talk about that. Let's simplify this and let's see if we can spot a trend, and we kind of do. So let's draw that out. So line it up at the top. There we go. So we'll say that kind of broke out. So this is on the daily. So couple of things to kind of pull from this. We did reject this T line, it's the 9 EMA. We did reject that. We're above kind of the middle of this channel. We're also above our previous all-time high right here. And there is a at 321. Where are we now? NVIDIA. We are at 315. Is this not showing intraday? So we're actually down here, dead in the middle. So tough spot to be in. Depending on how the market goes, we could kind of pull back down here, 297. Maybe not that far, more like 303. So knowing that, we could see as low as 303, maybe 306, don't mind my cat. But at 315, we have and to 324, that's a $9 move. So at 100 shares, that's $900 if we can capture that properly. And if we can expect a bit of a pullback and then a run up, then we can get even more out of that run. Okay, so let's mark as key levels. So we'll go to our Thinkorswim now. Let's bring out our big boy chart. So here we have the 15-minute. Here's the thing about time frames. The higher it is, the more value I give the more weight I give its patterns. So we're gonna look for these key levels. This was our high, pre-market high, pre-market low. That's where we are right now. Here's a pre-market kind of resistance. You can see that that's occurred before. That's a pretty key support level or resistance. Not very strong actually, but it's in the way nonetheless. So I'm not going to give that one too much weight, maybe unless it's remove that. Do I? Couple of things to make use of as well. Can you get out, dude? Oh god. Like new to trading. Okay. A couple of things to point out. We do have the 200 coming up, so that's gonna block us a little bit. We have 317 in the way as well. Clearly, we were in an uptrend and we're kind of trading in a range now. Right? So let's trust this a little bit. I think we retest back up here. the 323s. At least here to the open, 321. It's still a lot of money to capture. Another key level to watch, just in case we keep falling through. Previous days close. Since hold some weight. And finally, let's just add this level of support. So again, when we're looking for support levels, we always want to look to the left. So these guys are touching it, kind of held that up, held this down, held this up, held these up. So good key level. On the upside, really the only thing in the way is, looks like this price level, but not really. So let's leave that be. I do kind of see small trend line here. Take it from the bottom of this wick. Let's run it through. So we can use the bottom of this channel. Kind of a fake out there. Here. It's pretty good. Good enough. We can also set entries here, so that lines up right at my support. Pretty cool. 200's in the way, so if we open below it, I suspect we'll retest the pre-market lows. If that keeps going, then we can scale in even further here. I don't expect us to have a fully red day. In fact, it's already in the red, so more reason to believe it's going to go on the upside. Alright, I got 5 minutes. Go back to our flexible grid. Anything in the news? Price target increase. Price target increase. These are great. So now we're going to feel really good about this. So, because there's a lot of good news that are going with it, that's a lot of things that can push it forward. So what I would like to do is scale in a little bit early here. So let's stick with the plan. We're gonna, instead of buying here the pre-market lows, I'm gonna buy in a little bit early. How much are we giving up? This is 312.61. This is 312.92. 30 cents. That's okay. And so this, by anticipating a drop and then a run up, then we can capture this difference here from where it would open, right? 316 to 312, 313. That's $300 extra. It looks like this pre-market range is also holding up. So let's mark that. So there's a chance that we don't get picked up here. I could come in early. I don't like how early this is because of this gap. But that is quite a bit of momentum for an NVIDIA. A couple things to note. I do have my 5-minute chart down here and a 15-minute chart. I just have SPY here so I can see whether or not NVIDIA is kind of following a leading SPY. I like using these 15-minute charts and the 5-minute charts because sometimes in the 1-minute chart, these EMAs, they don't really hold too much weight. I mean, look at the times they kind of like crisscross in between compared to, let's say, like the 5-minute. Right, so here you can see a much more predictable movement, right? If it's below the 9, it's pretty much below the 9, and then now it's kind of stuck between the 200 and the 9. Same goes for the 15-minute. It's getting pinned down by the 9 EMA, getting held up by our support. So, a couple of things in the way. We expect to hit a little bit of resistance here at 317. Of course, it runs up there a little bit now, so it's starting to show its head here. I'm feeling this is going to keep running up. But I'm going to trust it. I am willing to buy in a little bit early here. This has moved up a bit. I'm going to buy here at the support. So worst case that happens is it hits at 200. People take profits from this run to this run. Pulls it down here. We get picked up. And then we challenge to 200 again. If that fails, I'm out. However, if it does keep going, we wait for the pullback, then we'll start to increase our size, see if we can't break through the open, maybe start to challenge the highs in the pre-market. Alright, so we have 1 minute. Let me hop onto the mentorship group. So yeah. Just check that news today. Nobody will. We just try to feed each other picks. I really should be following more of his picks, man. Except he's really rich, so his picks are really expensive, like shop. So Costco, I'm looking to get a little bit. Take a position there. I really like it at 300. Yeah, like 750. Okay, so let's see what happens with our Nvidia. It's not it. You know what? Oh my god, it's not it. This one. Alright, so it missed us. Didn't pick us up. That's rude. Looks like I touched it, man. Oh, feels bad. Look at that. This just didn't get filled. Okay, so that got rejected by the 200. But it's struggling. I kind of want to get picked up right around here. Yeah, let's go. Gotta be patient. So if we don't get picked up with our early entries, I can move it up here where there's a support from this candle. See these two candles. But let's be patient, because if we're wrong, then we're eating so much loss. So here's the moment of truth. Can it break this? If it does break it, then we're going to come in. Wait for it to close. I like this. I like buying here. Check the L2. So I'm in sales about even. Yep, you gotta get in. Wait for it. Should have gotten in at the bottom here. Oh, we missed that. Make a decision. Let's try it here at the VWAP. Oh, we can. Okay, we got filled. So we get for not being patient. Lost $8. I think we can pick more up here. And it left me again. We're up 60. This is where I buy next. Let me pick more up here. We saw that pull back here. This is kind of tried it. So I think we can grab a little bit there. But we're up $140. Should I increase my position? I certainly could. There is room. $320. I like it. Looking at the 15 minute, there's nothing in the way anymore. Looking at the 5 minute, there's nothing in the way. Really just have to open, so I really like it. So now let's move this up a little bit. And if I really want to buy a pre-market. So this is a little bit greedy. We should wait for it here. See that? It's showing a little bit of weakness, getting held by the top of the VWAP, but I think we keep going. There it is. Now, oh, about the rest. Wait. So what? 314. Somebody filled my buys down here. Okay. I like it. So planning our exit. this is in the way. I'm looking over here. These are in the way. So that's kind of what it's fighting right now, or these support levels. Maybe I'll just do it 2 by 2. I suspect we get a little bit of a problem here. We'll pull back to, so we'll head to the open, previous day's close rather, and then right here is where we pull back to. If we can defend this, then we keep running up and we hold our position there. So this is gonna pull back just a tiny bit. Could have picked some more up here. Oh. Let's see. It's kind of going against us now. But that buy at 314, so I like this. I'm gonna buy more here at the 200. I'm gonna trust that this is gonna hold. We have the 9 holding it up. We look at the 5-minute chart. We have the 50 in the way. The 15-minute, however, the pink is the 20, the yellow is the 50. That's kind of pinning it down. So we're gonna wait it out. You know, we've built up a 400 share position now. We'll wait for it. Wait for it. I want to add more here. So, man, this is what I mean about being patient. So this is the thing that I'm kind of struggling with. We had our initial buys here, and then I said the 200. So this kind of going sideways now, but I'm gonna trust the trend. Just look at this, right? We're still above us this all-time high, which is now gonna act as our support. We're right in the middle of our channel, so there's a lot of room to fall. Is the problem. On the daily, we're looking at 310 low for the day, I think. But I'm willing to bet. Oh, it's getting held down by this day's high close. Pain in the butt. But I'm willing to bet we'll see 320, 322. So where are you at? So that got rejected by the 9. I really like that. If we look at the 5-minute chart, it's getting held up by the 50. So if this starts to break, then we've got some fixing up to do. We still have our buys down here, kind of average down. I think this 50 holds us up if we can get to it. So be patient. We're kind of down right now. Kind of very. Is a problem with these big stocks. You really eat it. That is a nice wick. Sell pressure. Wow, somebody just sold 8,000 shares. Did you see that? Somewhere here on the time and sales. So we read the tape, not so much counting these. You can do a quick mental math. 1,000 buy. Just compare how many reds are there, how many greens are there. And then if there's about even, so that was really bad, right? Clear red. If it's about even, then you can start looking at the numbers, like that's 6 to 1 2 2 2 1. Then just a bunch of ones. Chances are there's more green than red. You can't possibly do it quickly unless you're a genius. So 1,000 buy. Our indicators are red. This is starting to chop, but I like it. It gave the RSI room to breathe. Right, we're starting to peak past this overbought area. So now that we chilled out a little bit, we can go and take off again. Our L2, I don't like this about Thinkorswim. The colors are really hard to see, but there is a little bit of a gradient here. So same color, same price. So there's one seller there, 3 sellers here, 1 buyer there at that price. Just watch it. Yeah. Patient. Now the 9 is holding it down, and the 20 is holding it up. Wait. As far as we're concerned, this is a higher low. From here, an impulse move up, move down. This is still higher than this low. So if we can break through this 200, we're in the money. Look at that. Down $600. We're just being patient. $300 in the way. Now, for the lot of you who might have smaller accounts, you have to remember that we all started there. You're saying, oh, that's nice. You can see 200, 300 bucks just like that. Well, that's because you have money. That's kind of the biggest gatekeeper for a lot of people's success. If money is the problem, and you don't have it, and you don't currently have a way to get more of it other than your job, then you're never going to have money. It's just not going to work, right? For things to change, you have to change. So you might see $72.89. Would you be happy if this was $7.89 in profit? If this was $10 in profit? See, this same skill that I'm applying to NVIDIA applies very much the same to a $10 stock or $20 stock, wherever your league is in the stock market so far based on your account, right? Of course, different stocks move in different ways, but it's the same skill applied across the table, right? I could play Tesla, and it's the same preparation, it's the same chart reading, it's the same anticipation, it's the same patience that we have to apply. So don't be discouraged, and don't let yourself don't let yourself give yourself a way out of not trying to learn, of saying, oh, I can't do this, oh that guy just has some money. Understand, I was not here. I got here because I learned the skills, because I put in the discipline, because I ate a bunch of losses, and then I took that and I found out what more I could do wrong. So there is no one system that we could work with, obviously, but I always tell my employees at work, I'm a manager, I don't want you to listen to everything I say and do just that. What I want for you is to take what I'm saying, put that to the side, study on your own, and then take what you can get out of what works for me, take what you can get out of the things you like from your studies, and build your own system, right? And that's hard to do at first because you don't know what you don't know. So at first, you wanna do just this, and you wanna listen to, like, especially Stu, who has been doing this forever, right? I started my trading career listening strictly to Stu, reading my books, and doing my own lessons and reading the charts. But over time, I started to find something that fits more for me and my risk my risk levels. And so this is part of it, right? Instead of let's say the 2x2, right? You see two greens, everything is pointing up, we buy up here, now we're waiting, right? So if it kept going, great, that works out, but that also means we would have exited here. So now we've realized the loss, and that sucks, right? That's not how I want to start my morning. I would rather be late than be wrong, right? So if this just kept running and we only had our 100 shares from up here that we were impatient about, because we were worried that we were going to get left behind entirely, if I got missed, then I'm going to go back, look at the chart. What else am I missing out on? Oh my god, HD. Beyond Meat's running, right? So there are definitely a lot of things I missed out on. I could have hopped onto Beyond, I could have hopped on to Netflix and Zoom. These ran up, right? So this is kind of what we were anticipating for NVIDIA, but it's struggling because it's at the all-time highs, right? So this is a much more bullish price action. So if I wanted to get in, it's a good spot to do it. If it keeps going, I don't like those wicks, so we definitely want to wait for confirmation. So if I missed, then let's look at the chart, which one has price movement, and then we wait for the opportunities, right? Wait for a proper pullback, don't just chase. So let's go back to our trade we should be watching here. Right? So we're getting held up by the 9, that's great. Yeah, we're just waiting at this point. I could kill it here. I don't like how choppy it is, but at some point it has to kind of give. So I could put my money where my mouth is and buy more there. So the 200, right? So the theme is buy it, key in support levels, and wait. Let's be patient. Let's play it out. At this point, honestly, I'm at 500 shares. Let's start trimming. I'm gonna trim some there. Trim some there. This isn't moving in the direction that we really want. This puts us at 300 shares to kind of run with. So let's see. So this is a lower high so far. So we're gonna help the cause a little bit here. Ooh, that's a nice wick. Oh, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna leave it. So I see a wick like that and it rejects a price level. Makes me want to go even longer. So it doesn't like the 200, it just doesn't. Wait. Quick pop up. Realize some gains. How are we doing in our daily? I ate some losses in the morning. DraftKings, 200 bucks. Enphase is starting to really show some weakness. I have to consider, I have to think about what I want to do there. So as you can see, I don't really hold anything long at this point. I want to stay mostly in cash. Snipe some really good opportunities. Delta, man, if the airline industry wasn't so like confusing right now. I saw Delta at 1750 and that was 2013 levels. Good lord, talk about a discount. I didn't pick it up and now it's at $19 or something. Okay guys, can you stop being red? The 9 holds it up, the 200 holds it up, and it still doesn't want to do it. So this is not looking good anymore. Kind of wasted our first 10 minutes here. 15 minutes. Look at Zoom. At least Zoom held up, right? Beyond Meat still running. So where do we buy? Ideally, at least at the 9. It's already starting to get wider. You see these 3 lines, the EMAs. Starting to get wider, so if we catch up the 9, it could also fall here, but there's a lot of bullish momentum. So if we wanted to, we'd wait there. Just pay attention to our Nvidia, and it fell through. That sucks. That is a sell signal. So we're now down 157 bucks. I'm gonna try to see how we can salvage this. It's gonna get pinched here. I think Nvidia's done for the day. That's too bad. So I should have taken my 500, 600 bucks. Don't worry, I'm not just gonna take a loss. We don't expect Nvidia to move too low. 310 today, right? So we can do some voodoo magic. So here, nothing really told me that we're done. Maybe this can, no, this candle could just be profit taking. These 2 candles really showed weakness, so I should have gotten out. But I mean, let's be honest, right? Like this wick rejected it, this 9's holding it up. This was a doji, so we don't really do anything about that. And then this popped out, so we can't do much there. So now it's gonna squeeze. Or support levels, one here, right? That got held up here before, and here. So if this doesn't hold, then we're looking at, sorry, I'll move my mouse where my eyes are. So we see this held up, this held up, this, these. So if this breaks, then we really have a problem to fix. If this breaks, then I will have to either trim down my position and restart a position to make up my mistakes for this morning. So we're down 500 bucks, but we're chilling. So remember, maybe don't look at it as 500 bucks, look at it as $5, whatever your price range is. I'm more comfortable losing this much, or being in the red this much, relative to account size, right? But this is no longer a scalp, man. This has become a swing, so this is bad. More reds. I do like this wick. This average down here. I think we see this. So revisit this bad boy. MACD still above the histogram. RSI starting to point down. We're definitely on the wrong side of the trade now. So let's see how we can salvage it. Sigh. My buddy Felix, dude, he's hurting me. He's hurting me. HD went from 225 to 238. That's bananas. Couple of things pushing NVIDIA up. They do have earnings coming up. They have been, let's go back to the chart, they have been pushing this week. You know, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, literally all week. This is the all-time high prior to coronavirus. Before coronavirus. That's why I don't like these prices sometimes, man, but, you know, I could not like it and miss out, or I could join in on the fun. We're scalping anyway. I'm not looking to buy long forever here, or we're just swinging it. We're gonna just keep going with the earnings run up. So here's what I think happens next week. If the market holds, if it holds, we should start to see NVIDIA creep up above this channel, right? The longer it takes to reach the top of the channel, the more room it's gonna give for the price to increase, right? So if excess time and this is price, obviously, the longer it decides to kind of hang out here, where we can keep forming higher lows, which makes it safer. And to the pre run up, I don't know, maybe we'll see 340, man. Draw some fibs, but I don't want to confuse you. Let's do it. Lows of before. Let's go with the highs before this market started this week. Look at that, 348. 348 is our next target. That's a big move. We're at 317 right now. About $30 from here. Oh, actually it's not. This stock, look up here, I have the script that I made. It tells me how much I think we're gonna move for the day based on implied volatility. About $12.87. How much have we moved today? 21, 17. So about $4. There's a lot of room left in this stock. Will this pan out? Usually it does. Not always. Could just chill out for the day. Look at that. We're back in the green. This is choppy. Oh, annoying. But I feel good about it, and I think we're right. Looking at the 5-minute chart, we're squeezed between the 9 and the 50. Looking at the 15, we're getting held up by the this white line. It's the 200, the 9, and now the 50 is kind of holding us down here a little bit. It's pinning us down. So we have to break through these levels again. Man. Look at that. Soon kept running. Netflix, man, I saw it dropping. I should have made a play, but for the sake of this video, we'll keep it up. But look at where it drops, right? Here's a pre-market low. Kind of held it up there a little bit. Previous day close, held it. Pretty cool. So there are some predictions we can make. Okay, that is crazy. You're HD, man. So here, $6.50. Where are we? Yesterday's close was $2.34, but well, we're gonna go this $2.32 to $2.38. That's $6.50. It's about to top off. Now, if I'm wrong, then we'll go from the previous day close. So we're not looking at 240, but we have to count the entire move from the bottom. Okie dokie. Helpless move in. Costco struggling. I think maybe next week Costco bumps to 300 again. That's not what I want. Give me my money. There we are. So so far we've learned kind of to use these key support and resistance levels. The great thing is your cost basis is low. Look at this, 316.87. That's basically at 200. So I can trust the 200, which is pretty strong, right? The higher the EMAs, the stronger, the bigger, the more weight we give it value. So this could chop here for the rest of the day as long as we're kind of hanging around this 200, this 317 price point. I'm chilling, right? I don't really need to rush into anything. We were eating it a little bit, but, right? Could I have panicked in this drop and this drop? Absolutely. But we have to trust our analysis, right? We have to trust our ideas. It doesn't always go right. The stock market's a little silly that way, or it decides to ignore external factors and catalysts. But you take what you can. So we trusted kind of all of our key levels. We trusted the trend. We trusted our all-time highs. Give every indicator that adds up to our trust level, right? Every indicator that tells us supports our thesis of the direction that it's going to go, gives me more confidence. So every indicator that's right should add more probability to your success rate. So let's talk about probability of success. I'm just rambling on at this point. But probability of success, stock can move three ways. Up. Use this. I don't need to watch that now. I'm just gonna let that run. So stock can go up. Can chop. What's happening with NVIDIA? Okay, dude. Are you kidding me? It goes right. It could chop, or it could go down, right? So, if at the open, I've done nothing else. I've done no preparations. No idea where the trend is. What is my probability of success? I'm betting on one direction, right? I don't know why I waited, as if you guys are going to answer. I'm betting on the direction. Up, down, up or down, right? Or go sideways if we break even. So 33%, 33%, 33%, call it 66% chance. You're probably right. But let's not count the middle, because the middle doesn't make us money. So our success rate is now at 50%. What if we did some homework and we identified the trend and we go along with it? So there's a saying that's 2 likes, and he says, the trend is your friend. Come on, NVIDIA. I'm so tired of you. This thing moved so much the last few days, now decides not to. Anyway, the trend is your friend, right? So, probability of success. If we're on the right side of the trend, we're going to be held up by the middle and the up. So 33%, 30%, 66% win rate already. Pretty damn good, right? So now, how do we increase our win rate further? If I bought randomly here, right here, earlier when we hit our high for the day, how much room am I giving myself to run? Right? There's this candle's high in the way, and there's this candle's high in the way, there's this candle's high in the way. It's a problem. So what do we want to do? We want to give ourselves room. Let it come back. Excuse me. Let it come back. Catch it where there is more room, right? However, problem with catching it is you can kind of get stuck. more often than not, though, it'll work out, right? So we try to catch it at the beginning. We had a little bit of a FOMO, damn FOMO demon. So we catch it at lower levels, and then we give this time to run, right? So any other day that I'm not streaming, I would have taken my $600, moved on to another stock. I don't want to spend all my day waiting here, but I want to show you patience, right? So how is this beneficial for you guys? Those that are below the PDT rule, meaning your account's $25,000 or less, you don't have the luxury of scalping as frequently, right? You have 3 days every 5 trading business days. So use this for a swing, right? These 1 minute candles, play them on the daily, right? Wait for the pullbacks at key levels. So earlier I was mentioning, if something's running up, I'll maybe buy at the 9 and wait. Could I have done that at the daily? Here. Right? If I've been watching this chart on the daily, $304, and we think that it's going to get held up because we're still in an uptrend, right? If I think this 9's going to hold it up, then I can start to scale in. I'll scale in a little bit because there's a little bit of room to the bottom of our channel so that I can kind of size in properly. Oh my god, I thought I bought more. So we realized some gains. That's great. We're now up $1,000. We're gonna let this keep running up, and we want to trim. I want to exercise good discipline for trimming. So look at that. It hasn't even filled. I sold 1, so it's struggling there. It's a little high. So that is now a double top, aka a pain in the butt. But this video is getting too long, so I'm gonna end it here. I'll do an update afterwards. Thanks, guys. Oh wait, what was I talking about here? Ah, yes. So you don't have the luxury of PDT. Then play daily. Swing it that way. Look at this. If you trusted, if we drew this chart right early on, based on the highs, then we can draw the bottom, line it up with just our lows at the time. We would have found this opportunity right here, from 281 to 325. $40, $45, right? Massive swing. Even if you had just like 2 shares, right? It's $90 in a matter of what, 2 weeks of just sitting on your butt and setting up your brackets this way. So you could totally do it that way. So I could have scaled here at the 9, bought more here, and then if we really fall off, then we have to kill our losses. Depends where your risk tolerance is, but I would have to trust this 50 would hold it up next. So yeah, that's really it. I mean, look at us printing money. Brr. So that really didn't like it. That really don't like it. But still early. That's now higher high. So higher low. It's not higher high. I guess compared to this, but this range. Don't listen to me. Alright, so we're just gonna swing around here, but we do have a bias towards the uptrend. So I'll hold on. I have 399 shares. That's hella shady NVIDIA. So I should have used the top of the red candle instead. That would have really filled this in. Right, so I'll come back later with an update. Thanks, guys. Right, so quick update. We did a double top, pulled back, we decided to stay on it. My 99 shares finally got bought out. We are officially on a breakout. Only thing in the way now is this open. So I'm going to get rid of some. I'm going to give it some room. So if the open is here, and we look at the top left, I could just gamble it here, honestly, right at the open. That's what people are looking at. But ATR, average true range, we want to make use of that. It says 9, so that's 90 cents. So chances are people are going to start exiting 90 cents before that. So 321.19, then we go to 320.10. I don't want to give up that much though. Oh, but look, People are leaving already. Whatever, man. I'll wait. But I'll give it a little bit of room. So you'll notice sometimes, it's happened already a couple of times where I get missed by like a tiny tinsy bit. So that's what I don't want happening here. I want to be able to realize some gains. And let's say it kind of goes to the open. It's almost definitely going to go to the open. I should just trust that. But just in case, I definitely want to trim another 100 shares here. Maybe 200. Let's just leave the one for the rest of the day. I'll make a decision. We ran from 313 to $7 already. There's so much room left. $13 moon for the day, right? Because we're not done, but we don't wanna be too greedy. Sorry, I'll check back in later. I'll come back in when I make a decision. Alrighty, decision time. I don't like these wicks. We're above the VWAP. The 9 is so far down. I really have to decide if I want to pull this down. It's going for it, man. So this is what I mean, right? If this was open, just gonna chop just a little bit under. Pain in the butt. But we're certainly already overextended. We are due for a little bit of a consolidation because look, we are above the top VWAP. This is a dashed line. Okay, pick this up. Right there, so that would have picked us up. And so now we let 200 shares sit. It's beautiful. Things in the way, so now I suspect we pull back to the open. So let's say I'm coming in now, right? I see this on my little charts. It's breaking out. I was like, holy crap, I want a piece of that. Where do we enter? Just couldn't. My poor laptop is powering 2 5K monitors. Struggling a little bit. Where could we enter? Right? So let's look to the left. Let's look at the things that we haven't, that we can use. EMA, it's so far down, right? Anything here, anything here. So a previous day close pullback is more likely than a pullback here to the 9. It is very steep right now though, so I should be looking to get out. So this, about here, is where I'll trim another 323. Well, let's meet it halfway. Oh, this is halfway. Alright, I will sell 100 here. Alright, so let's walk through that, right? So I decided to just sell market there. I'm looking here to the left. This is kind of, I see this big red candle here that was kind of in the way. Oh wait, 320. Right here. Yeah, so I see this big red candle here. I see that this was kind of a resistance at some point and also support. So I'm just gonna pocket that. And so let's watch this. The red candle, once you get held up by this line, if it flushes down, then it's going to flush down to the previous day close. But look, see, so this is exactly where I left it. We expected this to be a bit of a problem, but it pushed through. So next thing's in the way, 323.47, and ultimately our pre-market highs of the day. I'm going to keep the 100 shares. I have a good cost basis, 315. Let's see where we are in daily. If I can get these 100 shares to run up to 330, then it's a pretty damn good week. So we'll call this trade done. Thanks guys, hope you learned something.